Let's move on to other news now. The latest coming in from Syria. Well, at least 6 Syrian soldiers have been killed in a Turkish counter-attack hours after at least 4 Turkish soldiers were killed by Syrian government forces in the war-torn country's Idlib region, and 9 other Turkish soldiers were injured. Now, the Turkish officials are also have also claimed to destroy targets in one of the last rebel-held areas in Syria. The ministry said that soldiers came under attack despite previous coordination on where they would be in the region.
Türkiye daha önceki saldırılar gibi bu saldırının cevabını da misliyle şu anda vermiş durumda. Vermeye de devam ediyor. Çok farklı bir şekilde orada gerek fırtına obüslerimizle gerekse havadan F-16'larımızla şu anda oradaki belirlenen noktalara vuruşlar devam ediyor.
This crossfire comes a day after Turkey's military personnel was sent as reinforcements to the region to bolster the government forces stationed at the post. Bashar al-Assad's government and its strongest ally Russia have intensified their assault in recent weeks against Idlib to regain power in the region. Just last week, the Turkish President Recep Erdogan warned that Ankara would use military force against Syria as he hit out against the cruelty of the Assad regime. Turkey, which has already taken in around 3.5 million Syrian refugees, fears that another influx from the renewed violence in Idlib could be expected. Hundreds of thousands of people have already been displaced in the region, while many of them have fled towards the Turkish-Syrian border. Erdogan has previously also said that Turkey was building homes on the Syrian side of the border to shelter those fleeing. We're now joined by Mir Javed Anfar from Tel Aviv. Mir Javed Anfar is an Iranian-Israeli Middle East analyst and joins us now. Thank you very much, Javed Anfar, for talking to us. Now, well, Turkey is claiming that its forces were shot at despite providing prior information about their movement, while Russia is claiming there was lack of coordination. What exactly do you think happened here?
Somewhere between the two. You know, we're talking about a very sensitive combat area, where there is, where you cannot always keep track of what is going on, especially at night. So it seems that this is the time when the Turkish forces were shot at, but at the same time, you know, things of course escalate. It takes one incident for issues to escalate. But I have to say that the fact that the Turkish President Recep Erdogan has kept the Russians in loop of what is going on, this will probably mean that after his retaliation, we are unlikely to see an escalation of tensions, a military confrontation between the Turks and the Syrians.
Right, but Mir Javed Anfar, such direct clashes have been rare. And is this expected, I again ask, to raise tensions of any kind? Could it also increase any tensions between Russia and Turkey that, as you said, have sought to coordinate their actions in the past?
We have to look at this. We have to take a bigger picture. We have to take a more bird's eye view of this. The killing of the Turkish soldiers comes at a very sensitive time for the Turks. They are facing the prospect of additional hundreds of thousands of new refugees coming to their country. Let's not forget that they're already hosting 3.6 million Syrian refugees. They could now face even more. And they're very angry that the Erdogan government is very angry that the recent clashes in Idlib could create a bigger wave of refugees for them. And I think what we saw today, the recent incidents between the two armies, this comes as detail to the bigger picture, which is the attack of the Syrian army against Idlib, which the Turks are very much against.
Right. And where are we when it comes to the Idlib province, one of the last problematic areas within Syria? And of course, as you rightly said, the 3.5 million Syrian refugees already, already being taken in. And Turkey, of course, remains wary of a fresh influx.
Look, I think it's a question of time before the Syrians and the Russians take over Idlib. It really depends on two factors. Number one, how much longer can the forces in Idlib put up a resistance? And the second, and which is as important, is Erdogan willing to intervene? Because if he doesn't, and I'm not saying he will, but if he doesn't intervene, he is going to get a bigger wave of refugees in his country, and that could actually hit his election chances. Let's not forget that Mr. Erdogan, one of his promises is that he's going to get the Syrian refugees out of Turkey. So if anybody who is attacking Idlib is going to do the reverse, that's going to count against domestic political interest of Erdogan. So we have to wait and see also what steps he will take in terms of protecting Idlib, but I'm not optimistic that he will do much, because as bad as it is to have more refugees, I don't think he will want war with Syria and Russia.
Right, Mir Javedanfar, thanks very much indeed for joining us and sharing your perspective on what's happening there with the Turkish soldiers and Syrian soldiers both being killed in that fresh round of tensions.